We have Michaela Price with us, Sun Voices paranormal researcher. So how are you today, Michaela?
I'm good, thank you. Bit
Yeah.
full of cold, but I'm alright.
That's more like paranormal investigating now, outdoors that you do.
Spiritual cold. Oh god, phone's passing out.
You probably saw our videos. We were up on Dartmoor the other day.
Yes, yeah. No, there was a few. I think I looked. I can't remember the one, but it was really windy. It was really windy, and I was like, I can't listen. I can't hear this. I can't listen to it. So what was that? What were you doing?
Well, we went to Wistman's Woods.
Yeah.
Have you ever been up there?
I may have. I did loads of Dartmoor walking and like letterboxing and stuff when I was little. So I may have. The thing is, it looks familiar. Where you kind of got like the mossy rocks as you sort of look down, that looks familiar. So I think I probably have been.
There's no path that runs through it. It's literally boulders everywhere.
Yeah.
And to get from one tree to another, you have to clamber over boulders to get there. And we got to a certain point, I don't know if you saw in our video, and we were actually starting to call out a little bit. It was just me and Sally in there. They're not very big, but you can see from one end to the other. And me and Sally were stood quite a few feet apart. And we both heard this clear noise in between us.
Right.
You can't hear it on the recording, but you actually see us go, what the hell was that?
Oh my God.
It was really good. And
well,
then,
was it like a voice, or was it just like a noise, It
was more like a grunt or growly noise.
Okay.
It was probably quite guttural, like a piggy.
Yeah. Oh, right. And you didn't hear it to the left? Yeah, that's interesting.
It was really good. And so we were in there, we were doing this. That's pretty much all we got. And then I looked over, I don't know if you've seen the picture, but I looked over, and on this big rock was moss growing all over it.
And it was like a
circle.
Yeah, I did see that. That was cool.
I thought, what the hell could make it grow like that?
You can see it hasn't been freshly carved out. You can see it is like it's...
It is. It looks like it's grown. I went up close to it and I tried to scrape some off, but it's so attached to the rock that it left like a black sort of like mark underneath it.
So you could be cursed if
Well, you've been having a few issues around your house, I believe.
Yeah, I say issues. I mean, I've always thought that there was something in my house. You know, I know I've spoken to you and Sally before, and I've kind of made it clear that the hallway in my house, I get this like weird feeling, you know. I'm not a medium or anything like that and whatnot, but I just feel that there's something there. That doesn't feel like a bad energy or whatever. It just like something's around, you know. I don't know what or who. We're
all capable of connecting and having the communication.
Yeah.
Just as much as a medium or clairvoyant or psychic. It depends. It doesn't matter what it's called. We're all capable of those things. So what you are technically picking up on is there's a sense that there's something around.
It doesn't make me feel uncomfortable in the way of like, oh, I need to leave my house or anything like that. It just more makes me just more aware that something's there. I'm like thinking, oh God, I have to, what if it's watching me when I'm on the toilet or I just got out of the shower. But I mean, I'm sure energies and spirits don't really care about that kind of stuff.
It's very different over there. They don't have that desire to be perverse because they don't have that need for it. They feel very different to the way we do.
Yeah.
They don't feel things the way we do. They can't necessarily touch anything because they experience their environment completely different to the way we. And we come here for that experience. And when they move across, the whole desire, sexual desires and the urge to perv is gone. It's not there. They don't have that anymore. So they may probably enjoy watching, not necessarily in the shower. They may enjoy you watching you cleaning or watching TV or anything.
It's the hustle and bustle of family life, like just a busy house.
And messages that come through. One of the things they say they miss is the ability to touch and feel things.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
which I mean is understandable, because I've always wondered, I always thought, like, could, spirits, can they, when they touch, can they not physically, well, yeah, say physically touch you? I mean, obviously you're physical because you're solid, but they're, the energy, or a different kind of energy to us, I suppose.
well, if you want to be technical, what is touch? Because technically, when you put your hand, say, on a table, or you touch something, you're not actually touching that thing. There is space between you and the table.
Yeah, but like
it's minute.
Minute atomic little atomy.
Oh yeah, it's minuscule, but it's there.
Yeah.
You technically are not touching the table. You're technically not touching the clothes you're wearing. So how do you feel it? The act of feeling is your atoms that is associated with your consciousness coming in contact with atoms that are not associated with your consciousness, repelling each other.
Okay. Like almost like you're thinking like a magnet, like you put two same ends of the magnet together where they bounce. You get that?
Well, it's minute, but it's there, because if it was an attraction on a molecular scale, then you'd find you touch something and that thing will start becoming attached to you.
Yeah.
There has to be a repellent, otherwise you put your hand on the table, suddenly the table molds into your hand, and it's an attraction.
Oh, yeah, I never would have. Yeah, I never thought of that.
A repellent, and a repellent between your two hands as well, even though it's under the same consciousness. It's a mirror aspect of the consciousness. So this understands it to be the left, this understands it to be the right. Any molecules in the feeling of the two hands is a repellent between the microbes on here to here. The feeling is the repellent, not the. It gives the sensation, and we interpret it in our minds as, well, touch.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
Ghosts don't have that. They don't have that ability because they have a spirit body.
Yeah.
But they don't have a physical, dense body.
I don't know. I've always wondered, because you see these old movies and that, like Ghost and Casper, where they go to touch the hands at the end, and it's sort of goes through and that. And I think, what does it really feel like? Because obviously, I mean, I suppose as well, when you're in a room and then you kind of feel it go cold, you get that chill on you. You know what I'm talking about? Everyone goes, "Oh, it's cold."
Yeah, it's a bit different to a window being left open, and you get this. Yeah, I understand. It's like a very light. It's not a blatant cold.
Yeah.
Or a deeper sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Definitely.
I'm not saying it is in all cases, but it could be a case that the spirit could be touching you.
Yeah.
It may manifest within the feeling. It may want to know what your skin feels like.
Yeah.
Who gets to feel the experience?
Yeah. No, I don't, because I mean, you say about this house as well. It's like, it's really cold. In like some of the rooms, and like I said, I've got the heating on and that. The hottest room really is my bedroom, which is the front one, and the front room, usually that's quite warm, but everywhere else sort of feels quite cold. And my heating's on like all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not cold to the fact where you can sort of see your breath in front of you or anything like that. But it's but there's definitely, I feel that it's definitely like something, and as I said, I was watching when Alfie was sorting out the Connect video or camera, and we were just messing about with it. It was the fact there was like something like next to me. I mean, I don't know whether there's some sort of attachment to me or the house, or whether it's someone or something passing through. But I mean, either way, like it doesn't, it's not bothering me, as in it doesn't like disturb me too much. I mean, recently I felt like there's kind of been some sort of disturbance, but I don't know whether that's maybe I've perhaps brought home maybe like an attachment from previous investigations that we've been on.
No, I don't think that's it. There may be, you've got to remember, Alfie is a new energy within your
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he doesn't have to live there to be adding to that, but he's definitely a new energy that walks through your front door, and
Yeah.
making your home a spiritual garden for you,
Yes.
like your castle. Look after the spiritual energy in there. Don't bring any. I'm not saying, this is this got nothing to do with Alfie on this bit, but don't bring any rubbish in. Don't, if you've got an argument, don't bring it in. If you're feeling depressed or annoyed about something, try and wipe it off at the door before entering your lovely home and keeping the vibrations good within the space. Now, when you add another person, whether it's a friend or a partner or somebody else who starts frequenting that environment, they bring their mix to it.
Yeah, I mean, which, it does make perfect sense. It does. I mean, I feel that it, as I say, it has changed. Alfie visits like more often. There was a particular collector's item that he had bought as well. I think it's back from either World War One or World War Two. I can't quite remember.
It's an old item, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so it seems to be, since that has been brought into the house, that's when we've had like actual physical stuff happening. So it's not just me thinking, oh, it feels like there's someone here around me. Like things have happened. For example, my kitchen light was on and the door was like nearly closed. And I know I've already explained to you before, but for people that, maybe are watching this that don't know, I did a little experiment, because what had happened was that my kitchen door, where it is downstairs, is right down by my actual stairs. So the door would have had to have swung really hard, which then clicked open my bedroom door upstairs. So they kind of caused a vacuum up round the stairs, if that makes sense.
Like a displacement of air throughout the house.
Yeah.
You do
but we, we thought we'd actually shut the door. Like, so, when you push a door and it clicks, that's what we thought we had done. But obviously it had sort of shut, but not actually clicked shut. But, it looked like it was properly closed. So with that, we were a little bit taken back and like, yeah, okay, this isn't, we're just going to leave it. And anyway, so we kind of went to bed. And in the morning, my kitchen light was on and my door was closed. But I never, ever closed my kitchen door. A little bit freaky, to say the least.
That's the door behind you now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is my kitchen door. So this is one that would be closed. And just through there is my hallway. And then the stairs are just up there. So, yeah, but it's, no other windows in the house were open. And it wasn't windy outside or anything like that. So, to me, it's unexplainable. Because, I am a bit of a baby, my hall light had actually blown, the light bulb had blown, and I didn't sort it out for, about a good part of a week. So what had happened is that when this happened, on that evening, before I went to bed, I actually sort of quickly walked through the hallway because it was dark, using only the light from the top of the stairs to sort of see my way through, and then back up the stairs. So after I turned the kitchen light off, I knew I turned the kitchen light off.
We've all done it where we've all started heading upstairs and go, oh, for God's sake, I left the kitchen light, and you head back down and switch it off.
But it was just crazy because nothing, as I say, I never closed the kitchen door because I've got my little dog. She gets free reign of the house because that's where her food and food and water bowl are. So she can help herself at night if she wants to, and she's got a little bed downstairs, so she's free to go in there. That's why we don't really. I don't really close the bedroom door as well either. But that particular night, Alfie went to close it. You see, so. But just all the more reason, the kids were in bed. We were in bed. The dog was with us. I mean, I even called out to the kids. I was like, kids, go back to bed. And then we could sort of put our head round and they were fast asleep. But at that time, the light wasn't on. That light wasn't on. So I think the door had kind of been swung. And then perhaps maybe when everyone was asleep, then the lights had been played with in the kitchen. But it hasn't happened since, to be fair.
But then it still could be again that the energy that's in the house, that's got used to you, is now having to get used to this whole new energy.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I don't know. It's just sort of never. I think it's never made itself known. I mean, it must have been. I think for me to perhaps pick up on, maybe it's energy itself, where I kind of feel it in the hallway. You get that. Oh God, someone's watching me. And you quickly walk up the stairs. That kind of thing. To me, I mean, I don't know whether that's it. He,
Well,
she, making themselves known to me. Like, oh, I am here. I know you can.
absolutely, yes. Well, don't
Yeah,
forget, going back to the feeling, how we feel to how they feel is very different.
yeah,
You can't lie to a spirit because they feel you from exactly where you stand.
yeah.
So when somebody comes into your house and they're like, "Oh, I'm fine, everything's great," but deep down there,
No,
you know, deep down there's imbalance.
Yeah,
They will know about that, and that will cause a disruption within the environment of the energy environment of your home.
yeah. Yeah, there's no sort of bad energy in this house really at all. Everyone's sort
Lovely
of
in your house,
happy,
and it's a
content, and
comfortable, happy home. It's a
yeah,
lovely energy in that home.
yeah.
So whatever's there is like pootling around and probably having a great time.
Yeah, I think he or she's just happy. I'm happy to sort of live with this person or no spirit in my house, and
But you tried to communicate with it the other night, didn't you?
yeah, we did a Ouija board, but I mean, how convinced we are with perhaps it's the spirit that is within this house, or that could potentially be in this house or not. We don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know. I mean, unless we sort of ask those questions. But they, yeah, it was. I think Alfie mentioned that did on camera as well that it was someone called Thomas. He was looking for Sandra, and that
Yeah,
Sandra had already passed over, and he told us his age and
that's
stuff like
right.
that. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I thought we would get nothing, absolutely nothing. But we had tried it about half an hour prior to actually recording it live, and it was almost like it was like slowly moving. So I don't know. So I think what we had actually done, I think we had kind of maybe built up a little bit of an energy, because we closed the board down after that, and then we started again, and you can sort of see by the video it was a little bit sort of sluggish to start with. But then at one point it just started picking up, and I thought, oh my God, I said to Alfie, like, are you doing this? I'm trying not to question it too much on camera, but I couldn't quite believe that this was happening. And it's just always a case of like, I don't mind going out looking for ghosts. I just would rather not they would be in my house. Don't want to say it out too loud.
But I think that's a healthy thing to do it in your home because it changes your perspective and really shows you there's not much to be anything to be scared of.
Yeah, no, there's not. It's not. I don't feel scared. But when little things sort of happen, maybe like it could be anything. Your watch has moved from one sideboard to another, and no one's been. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It takes you by surprise. It makes you question yourself. Are you losing the plot? Are you, did this really just happen? Because it's very rare when you'll see something move in front of you. I don't know if anyone's actually said I've got a ghost in my house. Yes, it likes to move my watch around and actually has watched their watch levitate across, an open space from one sideboard to another. You know what I mean? It's like I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I've seen videos that claimed, they've got poltergeist activity and that, but so many people, just for clickbait and likes and stuff on YouTube, have kind of ruined the whole truth about it, because when stuff does happen and it does actually get recorded and it's legit and genuine, people are like, oh no, it's fake. Oh, I don't. There's a fishing line attached to that drawer and it's been pulled open. It's like, but it may not have. It may not have. Like, but there's so many. But it's so many people who just do it for the clicks and likes and.
Well, this is what I was talking with Sally the other night, and there's been a massive influx of paranormal activity going on, videos appearing all over YouTube. It used to be an odd case in particular areas.
Yeah.
but reading the Skull Experiment, and this is going to be a bit of a flitty answer, but it does come back to it. It was talking about the Earth was moving into a new form of energy, allowing spirits to communicate with new types of energies that had never been able to communicate before.
Yeah.
And that book was written in the 90s. So it's quite a few years ago now. So imagine what's progressed further from that book.
Yeah.
So are we seeing an influx of paranormal activity? Is it becoming more apparent because we now have this technology to share these videos?
I would say so. And it's also, you know, I don't know whether to name any names, but, you know, like these TV shows, you know, you've got your Most Haunted and you've got your Ghost Adventures and you know, what were they called? Taps. I used to watch them. But, and again, but I mean, you know, some of those recorded, unfortunately, not naming any names, they're have actually been proven to be fake.
I think mainstream's designed to make it look like a ha-ha factor.
Yeah,
really.
but it's not. You know, when you've got people, you know, like us, who are genuinely interested in gathering evidence for, you know, the paranormal, and you know, we want to sort of communicate, you know, make contact and communicate. It's just, again, it just kind of sort of ruins it, because, you know, then we get laughed at. And I mean, not that it actually bothers us, because, you know, we're still doing it, and we're not going to stop it just because people go, yeah, you know, you two some ghosts around. But it's everyone has their own hobby. I just like chasing ghosts.
When we were saying about doing the whole TV aspect of all this, and if we were to keep it the way it is, genuinely a positive approach to the subject.
And then film.
Going down the long room, and we're going to scare Erica and Nikki.
Are you happy, yeah?
No, I'm not. You're such a cheat! Take my laughing if you scare me.
Mainstream aren't interested in that. They're interested in ratings, they're interested in the scare factor, they're interested in, and so these TV shows have to add the scare factor to it, but the reality is so much not that.
Yeah.
People are interested in being scared, but then complain when things are faked.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes hand in hand. You have to, unfortunately, fake a lot of it to keep the scary aspect of this alive, because the reality of this is, yes, there can be scary moments. Yes, you can get negative energies, but running out of a room shouting demon is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. But that's what they're looking for. Maybe the Earth is moving into the new energies, and we are starting to get a new influx of paranormal activity and poltergeist activities.
Yeah.
But I was also wanting to make a point where technology is getting so good that seeing a ghost on camera is never going to be enough anymore. It's moving beyond the aspect of paranormal.
I just think it's something that everyone has to experience, like to be there in the moment, to feel it, just to experience it, and just to know, because like you said at the beginning, you know, about we are all, I say tuned in as such, but obviously we're all on different kind of frequencies, you know, so it's as if we're tuned into the right station at the time to feel it touch you, or you hear it, or in whatever form it shows itself in as such. So,
and
but
that's why we run our events. That is the complete idea behind our events. People have a massive interest in this. They want to find out one way or another, and TV and internet is just not cutting it anymore.
Yeah.
You don't know what's real, what's fake, what's made up. Because like you said, we could come up with all the footage in the world, but there is the technology to be able to fake that.
Yeah.
It can be, and that's always sat in the back of your mind when you're trolling through all these different videos.
Exactly.
And you hit the nail on the head with that comment. You need to get in and feel it. You need to experience it for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what got you into the paranormal?
I can't actually ever pinpoint a time where I've sort of gone, yeah, I believe, or no, I just thought that there's something out there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I'm looking away because I'm thinking there was a program I used to watch. It was really old. Please Believe It or Not. Something like that, I think.
There were some really good programs back out years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I must have been just about 10. About 10, yeah. So we're talking like 22 years ago. But I kind of remember, in fact, it's probably younger than that, but I always remember they were questioning about, again, poltergeist activity. And I could see this, and I always remember, it was quite vividly, this light shade just swinging. It just says, obviously, it's an abandoned building, and no one's been around for years, and there's no electric or whatever, but yet this light was on and it was swinging. So
I think I've seen that footage years ago. Yeah.
And so then they were just asking, do you believe? Do you think this is real? But they didn't actually come up with any kind of conclusion at the end of it or anything like that, because I suppose 20 odd years ago they didn't have quite the technology that they have now. Obviously we have the Connect, and there's all this infrared and heat, thermal imaging and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know what technology was like, but as I say, I was only a little person back then, so there may have been some of it available. But
well, we met you at Bob and Jail, didn't we?
Yeah.
Quite a few years ago now. And was that your first ghost hunt?
It was my first ghost hunt. Yes. Yeah. I had been on like a ghost tour before with the Brownies, and that was around Exeter. But back then, I thought we were going on a ghost hunt. I wanted to see like a real, ghost in a full vision, woo, and get scared and run away kind of thing. But as a kid, that's you kind of was always looking for the next rush, I suppose. But yeah, I never got that. But I mean, nevertheless, it was interesting. I loved it. But after that, it's like I wanted more. I think that's when I can actually say maybe that's when I then sort of got a thirst for it. But again, I mean, you didn't sort of have. Well, I wasn't aware that we had YouTube back then. There's hardly any internet. Again, we're talking. I was like pre-teens. I came to Sally for a reading, which was amazing. And it was pretty much spot on. And then, obviously, I found out you did ghost hunts, and I was like, wow, I've walked into a place that do actual, real ghost hunts, not just like little walkabouts of the city that tell you where, this is going straight in and getting the nitty gritty. Like, I my mind was blown already even before I went to Bob in. And yeah, so came on with you guys, and it was amazing. I had the best time, fun times, and again, I mean, there's one particular room like I walked in, and I just instantly got excited because I could have sworn I had something down the end, and you walk in with all these sort of expectations as well, and your senses are all like heightened, they're tingling, they're on edge, you're ready to go, and it's just it's so exciting. Like, I love that feeling, and it's every time we get like a new location, it's just that feeling is just always there. This even as you're coming up to the door, I love it. Amazing. So
it's so Moorish, isn't it?
Oh, love it. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, again, it's just different things excite different people, and that just it excites me. I love it. It's just my little hobby. of a good bunch of people.
You're basing good friends doing it. When I was doing Alfie's video, I was scrolling down through the Facebook wall, and it was just like smiling, laughter, location, old buildings, new place, another place, a different place,
Yeah.
experiments, more smiling, more group photos, and it was just constant happiness, and I love it. It's so much more than ghost hunting.
Family.
Yeah, we're like a little family, you know, and that's what I enjoy about this. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't get on. So tell me about your favourite experience since you've been doing this.
The first thing that it pops into my head is Bodmin Jail. Is, let's say, like one of my favourite places as well. And it was I think it was either the first or second time I went. I can't quite remember. We're doing the glass divination. There's 4 of us, so I had like sort of 2 practically like in front of me, and then I had my friend sort of like to the left of me. But it was weird because I could see her face, and everyone was facing in, looking down at the table. Because we all had our fingers on the glass, so the glass was moving and going around. And then I felt this, like someone just went, like right, like on the back of my ear. And I mean, I looked at my friend and I said, "Oh, did you just blow up my ear?" And I couldn't quite believe it. So yeah, I mean, we all kind of made a bit of a fuss. And she said that she actually, from her sort of peripheral vision, that she saw my hair move. I had my hair tied back, but I had like little bits, like tufty bits. And she said that she saw it kind of move. And I was like, no, I was like, you had to have blown. But I just didn't want to quite believe it because I could see where everybody was. But yeah, this definitely came from behind. And yeah, that was the first time I feel like I'd actually been physically touched, maybe, or had contact with a spirit. And then I had down in the basement, I think, you were there that time.
Yeah.
And it was very, sort of felt like a very heavy energy. There's lots of things going on. The REM pod was going off.
I mentioned this a couple of times. It was quite an intense session, that one.
Oh, it was. It was what had me in tears at the end of it. It was just almost like I felt like there was this outpour, like it was very overwhelming, because when the circle felt like it kind of like, it almost became really dark. I mean, all right, okay, it's dark in there, but it's when it just felt like it was really dark, and it's almost like I could feel something. It's almost like it's getting right up in your face, like someone's like there, but you can't see it, but you feel like, you can feel it. And there's this it was very suppressed as well at the same time, and then afterwards it just had this like overwhelming like feeling, like when Sally had actually removed this energy from the room. I mean, one girl, basically she sort of fell to her knees, and I think I ended up crying, because it was like it just kind of lifted. It was really bizarre. I mean, I'd never that was my first experience of actually kind of feeling anything.
Yeah, I remember, because your energy changed. You were stood to my left, and I couldn't see. It was pitch black, and I was like, "You okay?" You went, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah.
As soon as the torchlight came on, you sort of like just turned your head, buried your face in my chest, and were crying. I'm like,
yeah. I don't even know why. I can't even tell you why. Like I cried, like, I didn't feel, as I said, I didn't feel sad or anything, and nothing had upset me, and no one had upset me. You know what I mean? It's not, but yet I felt like it was.
It's hard to explain. When you have the experience, it makes sense. You can go with it. You can have that feeling within the room, the environment. But when you're trying to explain it, it's not easy.
I know people are like, "Yeah, okay, you're crazy," but no. But again, why? I'll say to anybody, even if you believe or you don't believe, just do it. Go for a ghost hunt, or do your own investigation. Yeah. Just call out. As long as if you're in the right frame of mind, and you're not being disrespectful, and you go in with a positive energy as such, then you'll attract something positive, or you may or may not. Might take you a couple of goes, but just to experience it, just go for it, do it. If you want to prove to your friends, there's nothing there, you call out, you might surprise yourself, you might get something.
That's what it comes down to. You have to have the experience to understand what we're talking about. And
definitely.
it's okay, you know. I would never ever go out to try and change somebody's belief on it.
No.
Never. I've got no interest in changing people's beliefs. If they believe in it's an evil thing, that's their bag. I know different from my perspective. Doesn't mean they're right or wrong. They're only right from their perspective.
Yeah.
If they don't believe in it and they think it's all a load of rubbish, to me it's a shame, because I think they're missing out on something that's absolutely wonderful to really look into.
Yeah.
But again, it's not for everyone.
No.
It's not
No.
for me to understand.
But yeah, but I just say that, you know, there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, you say it's not for everybody. I mean, I don't want to sort of, you know, cause any like, you know, controversy. But it's like, well, you know, what are you afraid of? You know, are you you say you don't believe because you're scared? Is it the fear of not know, the unknowing, not knowing? Or some people might be like might take offence to it, because they might be like, well, yeah, no, I don't believe, or it's all, you know, BS. And
well, what I find rather interesting is you get people who just don't believe, downright don't believe, say they're not interested, but watch these videos. There must be some sort of interest there for them to sit and watch these videos. And I don't believe that whole persona of what a load of rubbish. And it's like secretly loving a song when you're younger and you're like embarrassed to admit that you like that song.
yeah. So for someone who could be perhaps battling what we call demons, you know, inner demons and stuff like that, can, you know, spirit energy pick up on that demon energy, you know, from the human, from the physical being?
Absolutely, yeah, it can. It can, because the spirit doesn't actually, like we said earlier, the spirit doesn't actually feel physically. The spirit it feels energetically.
The human, you know, the physical being who could be battling these demons, and a you know, spirit energy sort of picks up on them. Would it make, I don't know if you know, would it make the spirit energy as such react to it in a negative way, because it's like a low vibrational, what this person could be potentially going through?
All negative aspects to an individual's focus is a low vibration.
Okay.
It is all low vibrations.
Like, say, like bad things can happen, you know, like in my house or whatever, but you know,
bad things can start to happen in your house.
Yeah.
You as an individual build your environment from the center of you, from the center of your being, based on how you feel.
Yeah.
That's your environment. Everything in your house is set perfectly in line with that. So you can actually look around you and know that you need a bit of cleaning up energetically, because there's a mess everywhere. Or some people over clean and the place is like too spick and span, which shows another kind of desperation sort of energy. But you're supposed to clean your energy and the energy of your home the same way you clean your body.
Okay.
So when you get a particular vibration with, when we'll say inner demons, as in darkness, depression, so anything of a low vibration. When we're talking about demons, we're not talking about hell, spirits attaching themselves to you and poking you with thoughts and stuff. We're talking about inner things that are lingering within the back of the mind that people aren't talking about, and it's a constant focus within them, which builds up into a ball of negativity.
Yeah.
When they walk into your home, they can let off that energy.
Okay.
Even if they're smiling and joking and everything's good and everything's fine, everything's wonderful, and we tend to react to the physical output of that person. But if we connected spiritually, you'd notice an imbalance. So if there's any spiritual energy within the environment of your home that's used to a balanced home, and suddenly you're bringing a particular energy into that home, and I've had it a few times with my space, the spiritual energy does kick up. It's hard to explain, because it is all about emotions and energy.
Yeah.
It really is. When me and Sally were going through our hard stage last year, more things was happening around here than any other times.
Really? Oh my
We
God.
were in complete balance within the house.
Yeah.
And poltergeist activity is attributed to high emotions of a teen or changing energies of a teenage girl.
Right, okay.
You see.
Didn't know that.
I think it's still on the theory basis. But when a girl goes through a teenage emotional change, it is much more energetically changing, impactful to the environment than, say, a boy going through teenage change.
Didn't know that.
It's more powerful. It's much
Yeah.
more stronger. It's a stronger environment. So
Okay.
when you have a girl going through the changes and going from a girl to a woman,
Yeah.
that's a massive change in a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Lots of emotions and energies and feelings are flying about, and confusion, and that comes out into the environment, and the energy that's already there in that environment goes, wow, I could use this, and starts using it to however it feels like, and therefore boom, you have poltergeist activity. So, and it's the same with the other way. If you have somebody who's out of balance with your set home, and say, for example, your home was completely set and put into line by you.
Yeah.
Your kids fall into line with that. You're the overshadow of the energy of your home, and your kids fall under that umbrella. Energetically, they feel safe under that umbrella.
Yeah.
It's only when they get a little bit older and they try and control that umbrella
Yeah.
that it gets a little bit complicated. If there's things going on in your world at the moment, it will manifest itself as illnesses.
Right.
A person who are living happy and living their lives, they never get ill.
Yeah.
They don't worry about life. They just keep going and going and going and going, and they don't get ill. You know, you can have a look that up yourself. The people who get ill the most are the ones with the most stress in their life, the most worries, the most things bearing down on them energetically.
Yeah.
And when you've got these things going around your head, these chemicals produced in your head of, I'm thinking about this and I'm really worried about this, I'm worried about this, I'm thinking about this, I'm worried, I can't stop thinking about this, I'm trying to not think about the thing I'm trying to think about, I'm really worried about this thing. And you build up over a period, and doing that for hours and hours and hours and hours,
Yeah.
day after day after day after day, eventually that's going to give you a headache if you hold it there. If you decide to release that's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's released into your body.
Yeah.
All negative energies, microscopically, it's being released into your body and flares up as illnesses and bugs and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Even ailments, backaches and all sorts. And through lack of exercising and on top of that, filling your body full of sweets and crap and stuff.
Guilty.
A lot of us are. It creates a whole ball of pain and suffering as you go through your life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was just say what you said there, it like sort of resonates because it's. I mean, you know, that is the thing. Obviously, I have to. Well, I say like I've put on weight, but
But the weight isn't the issue. You see, you don't want to bring your focus to the weight being the issue.
Yeah, but eating makes me happy.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, don't train your mind to tell you that eating makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you're happy before you grab that food. You still got to eat. It isn't gonna, just because you take away the aspect of eating makes you happy. Do you know what? I'm gonna be happy before I eat, or before this person loves me, or before I've got this money. I'm gonna be happy now, regardless of my circumstances, regardless of what's in my life, regardless of my weight. I decide to be happy now, and everything else will fall into line behind that. Doesn't mean the food's going to go away. Doesn't mean the chocolate bars aren't going to go away.
Yeah.
But then you'll find that things like chocolate, smoking, and again, I'm terrible at this, crisps, big fat juicy burgers, and all the stuff that we all enjoy.
Yeah.
Is technically an abusive way of treating our bodies, which points to the lack of love that we have for oneself. We wouldn't, if we truly opened our minds up to us and allowed us to love ourselves,
Yeah.
we wouldn't abuse our bodies in the way that we do. When you're talking about feelings and emotions and getting into the heart of ghost hunting, that seems to be where your passion lies.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's when I'm there, I'm in it. It's, you know, having the experience, isn't it? It's just the best.
So, Michaela, you're the jumpiest one out of the group, then, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, that's just what Sally said off camera a minute ago about dolls. I'm just now, I've seen some fucking creepy dolls recently. No,
Hang
I'm
on,
not about myself, and I'm
sorry.
going to start looking behind me and shit's going to be there, so no. It's going to be so bad. Like,
Yeah, you don't seem to like our dolls very much.
no, it's not even the fact, you know, if they're like haunted or supposed to be haunted doll, I just don't like the look. Like, you know, like people don't like clowns. You know, clowns don't go around killing everybody. Or every clown, you know, like every doll. Every doll's not haunted, but I don't like the way they look.
But poor Michaela, she gets so much flack from me in ghost hunts. She makes it easy for me to make her jump, but she puts up with so much. But we love her really.
I'll get you back one day.
Okay, so that's Michaela from Silent Voices. A little bit about her. We'll try and talk to some of the other guys coming up soon. Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye. Your internet connection is unstable. No, that's just me on a normal good day. Gav, I can't get my words out. I want to go back. Hi. She's so majestic.
Seems to have lost our flow a little much.
I'll get you, Mason.